What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the tournament. We have some good stuff today. We got great results. We have an awesome epic matchup going on in the tournament. It's going to be a fun little day. But yeah, before we do, if you haven't seen this before, a little breakdown. We put 100 characters into a tournament, and then each day on the channel, I will upload one of the matches from this tournament. I'll talk about the two characters, you know, go over maybe a mini moveset pool, maybe a couple facts about the character, whatever it might be, and then we vote between one of the two down in the comments. But yeah, before we get to all that, and before I get to the actual voting, because, well, voting is a part of the rules, I have to go over a couple of the other rules, so we're just going to put that up on screen now. And the rules are very simple, actually. So what you see is what you get. Rule 1, this is for fun. Always keep that in mind. You can vote for whoever you want. It does not matter about their current situation for Smash Bros. If some people might say, well, this can't happen because of this. Why? Because that's a fan rule? Since when are fan rules absolutely, you know, when has that been a thing? Who cares about that? If you like a character, feel free to vote for them. If they're in the matchup, that means they're in the tournament, so you can vote for them. It's all good. Vote for who you want, all right? But do remember you only get one vote per person. I do check that when I tally up the votes. But, yeah, you only get one vote per person. And then how do you vote? Simple, down in the comments. Type the name of the character you are voting for when voting. If you happen to like both characters that are in the match, you are allowed to vote for both by simply typing the word both. Get that? Alright, pretty simple there. Pretty simple, but rest of the rules, double elimination tournament, meaning a character will have to lose twice overall before being eliminated from the tournament. And then once we get to the results to determine the winner and loser of each individual match, if there happens to be a tie in the voting, we'll flip a coin on camera. It's the fairest way to break a tie. And then each matchup voting-wise only lasts for 1 week. So when the episode gets uploaded, you have 7 days to get your vote in. If it comes in after that time period, does not count. Simple. All right, those are the rules. Let's go to the rest of the match, shall we? All right, so we got to go over the results from last week. And last week, we had a pretty epic match in terms of just total number of votes overall. It was pretty good. Going in, I knew I was voting for, obviously, for obvious reasons, but I really expected the opposite, and it's fine. It's okay. Just because I like it doesn't mean I expect others. Let me touch on that real quick. Okay, I'll show you the results, so I don't think many people will be too surprised. Rimu ended up winning this one by a landslide, not even close. The Rimu for Smash community, you guys showed up. 141 votes. That's what I expect from the Rimu for Smash community. So if you can continue that momentum, I don't know, maybe you're on a collision course with a rematch with Heavy Weapons guy, maybe Shantae. That'd be interesting to see how those two match up, but that would happen way down the line. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, so real quick, most of you were pretty reasonable when it came to the matchup. There were a couple of you, and you know exactly who you are. We'll just say you weren't so nice about the whole Waluigi situation. You know, I'm not going to get into it. You guys know who you are, but most of you were respectful, so tip of the hat to you guys for that. You know, keeping it civil. If you didn't like the character, you just said, nah, no thanks. Not interested. Rimu has much more potential for this and this, whatever it might be. It's all good. Thank you guys for, most of you, for being, you know, reasonable about this, you know? Because some of us do need to grow up a little bit. Who cares what somebody else likes? What's it matter? Doesn't hurt you in any way, right? Exactly. Anyway, congrats to Rimu. She moves on to the next round, where she'll be taking on Monster Hunter, which will actually be coming up on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. So she'll be back within just a couple days. So, yeah, speaking of, well, moving on, we got to move on to our next match. What are the odds of this happening? Master Chief from the Halo series happens to get matched up in the tournament against Kratos from God of War. We have Microsoft versus Sony in a Nintendo game, potentially. Like, what are the odds of that? So I think we start with Kratos, but I do want to mention, like, what are the odds that these sort of matches keep happening? Like, what I mean by that, we have all sorts of just all these epic matches that have happened throughout the tournaments that I've had. We've had Bandana Waddle Dee and Shantae match up against themselves, you know, Bandana Dee versus Shantae 4 different times. Shantae's won all 4, but it's just crazy how that matchup always seems to keep happening, except for this tournament, unless Bandana Dee and Shantae somehow I don't know. Maybe they're destined to face each other. That could have. Bandana D's still in the tournament for now. I don't know his results yet. We haven't gotten there, but that's epic. We've had Crash against Spyro, which, well, come on. I mean, if you're going to talk Activision characters, those have to be like the top two, right? I mean, that's insane. We've had, I mean, just so many iconic matches, and what are the odds that these two somehow get matched up? We have essentially Microsoft's mascot with Master Chief against Sony's mascot. I mean, you could argue that point, but he's definitely in the conversation. Mascot with Kratos. And Kratos, God of War, again, one of the biggest franchises Sony owns. One of the most well-known franchises in gaming. I mean, the series has done tremendous and so phenomenal. I mean, the most recent God of War game, that sold, like 10 million copies, didn't it? And, like, that's insane for numerous obvious reasons, right? I mean, it's just, like, people are attached to the character. For Sony, it's first party, but that's not the point. It's a single-player story mode, and the way Sony can, really kind of take care of its first-party IPs, and especially the single-player, just like pretty much campaign-only kind of games, they put so much time and energy and work into it that they've really developed an extensive library of characters and IPs, and I mean, you can make an argument it kind of rivals Nintendo to a degree. Maybe Nintendo, you might say, have a lot more maybe recognizable characters, but I mean, Sony's definitely up there. I mean, they've done a tremendous job of working in-house and developing their own stuff, which is phenomenal. Microsoft, I think they're starting to get there. I mean, yeah, we have Halo, Gears, and Forza, right? I mean, there's other ones. There's Fable. They do have, like the rare IPs such as Banjo-Kazooie. Potentially, Sea of Thieves is doing tremendous. They got all sorts of... They got things that... Ori, that's another new one. They got things that are, like, starting to build up, and that's cool for Microsoft. But focusing on Kratos, anybody's ever played or heard of PlayStation All-Stars, the Smash Bros. Rip-Off game? Say what you want about it. I had fun for what it was. Was it kind of a jumbled mess at times in terms of gameplay and balancing? Yeah, no doubt about that. But still having PlayStation characters come together in one universe, in one game, that's a Smash Bros. Style, that was pretty awesome. I like seeing just different universes come together and being able just to battle it out and just be like, yeah, this character could beat this character. It was so fun, and I do hope someday we get a PlayStation All-Stars 2, maybe on the PS5 as a launch title. That would be awesome. I would buy that. I'd probably make gameplay on that. That'd be epic. But Kratos has the moveset. I mean, you could take ideas from PlayStation All-Stars, that version of Kratos, if you really want to. Or we could take the most recent version of him from the, most recent God of War game for the PlayStation 4. And you could take the older Kratos. He's got his axe that he can throw and end up calling back to himself. He's got his boy Atreus who can shoot arrows. I always kind of said put him in like the background of the stage, and that'd be just one of the attacks. You press the command button, the attack button, whatever it is, for Atreus to shoot out the arrow, and he just fires from the background of the stage, which should be kind of cool. Gives a background character kind of a little bit something more to do than Pokemon Trainer just going, yeah, point. Like, I mean, it gives some, it's just a little bit more, which would be kind of a cool touch. He's got other weapons. He's got hand-to-hand combat. He can punch and kick if he needs to. I mean, he's the God of War after all, right? So, I really between these two, I'd have to say Master Chief would be more likely. That's my opinion. I don't know Nintendo's stance if they're on good terms with Sony by any chance. But I just imagine this being announced at some point during the Fighter's Pass, whether it be kicking off the Fighter Pass 2, first character, boom, Kratos, or maybe you end the Fighter's Pass 2 with Kratos, which that would be internet breaking at its finest right there. Nobody expects this. A lot of people would wish this would happen, but will it? I'm going to hold my breath, but I'm just saying maybe Nintendo and Sony could actually come together and make some sort of insane arrangement, and we could get the God of War to be in Smash Bros. To fight along characters such as Mario, Donkey Kong, Cloud, Mega Man, Snake, all the, everybody. Come on. I would love to see this. I would love to see. Kratos is an awesome character. Don't get me wrong. He's extremely busted in PlayStation All-Stars. Very unbalanced. So, tweak that, if you will, for PlayStation All-Stars 2, whatever it might be, or just whatever. I would love to see it. Iconic gaming character at its finest right here, so no arguments if this character ever got in from me, but I can say the exact same thing about his opponent, Master Chief. Master Chief is currently my second most wanted character, right behind Waluigi and right ahead of Crash Bandicoot. Those are my top 3 at the current moment right now. But Chief getting in Smash Bros, could it happen? Again, you have like those layers of characters, right? Where you're like, alright, this character could happen. This character might happen, and maybe, I doubt it, and probably never. And before Fighter Pass 1, before Banjo, it was probably Master Chief was like a never gonna happen, right? Well, we had Phil Spencer, you know, kind of rooting for Banjo to get in Smash, giving him his blessing for numerous years, you know, going back to the Smash ballot on Wii U 3DS. He was like, yeah, I would love to see Banjo in Smash. And then, I guess what Nintendo actually came out. Was it Nintendo or Sakurai? One of the two parties. They came out and said it pretty much, Minecraft, being on the Switch, kind of led to the discussions for Banjo coming into Smash Bros. Which, we already knew Phil Spencer's stance. Fans were asking for it. And Nintendo's just said, hey, let's reach out. Let's see what happens. And we got Banjo, so people that grew up with that, like myself, awesome. What a great day that was. That was still one of my favorite reveals of all time. Not my favorite. King K. Rool actually might be my all-time favorite reveal, but Banjo, tremendous. Like, even Nintendo themselves said they weren't expecting the amount of hype and response that Banjo brought when he was first revealed. They weren't expecting that, so that was a pleasant surprise to them. So, maybe, just kind of throwing this out here, maybe Nintendo, when they decided, alright, we're going to do Fighters Pass 2, right? What if they decided, hey, let's go back to Microsoft. Maybe we can strike another deal for another character. Master Chief, perhaps? Okay. This one would probably be a little bit more trickier than to acquire Banjo, because, like, look, Banjo had the roots with Nintendo. Alright, and Phil Spencer's like, yes, please, I would love to see it. Fans wanted to, and we got it. Fans do want to see Master Chief. He's also one of the biggest characters from one of the biggest franchises to date. He's very iconic, very recognizable. Just would be the same line of Kratos that I was mentioning. If you start the Fighters Pass with him, or even if you ended the Fighters Pass with him, just really go out with just blow up the internet, right? Please don't, because that's all we have right now with everything going on in the world. We only have the internet to keep us entertained, so please. Just imagine that, though. Master Chief getting announced, like the last one. Everyone's kind of like, alright, last character. Hopefully it's good and we don't get another Fire Emblem character, right? And then this just gets announced. You'll be like, they actually did this. So, the Halo music, actually, Halo's got some pretty intense music. Would be awesome for a Master Chief theme. Master Chief's got he's got the moveset. You could do, you know, a couple of the guns. You know, you could do an assault rifle. You could do pistols. You could do the Needler, you could do a shotgun if you want. There's plenty of others. It's got a brute shot, kind of like a grenade launcher type of cannon, explosive shot. It's got the Spartan laser. Potentially that could be like a final smash, maybe. Getting in one of the vehicles, like a Warthog or something like that. That could be the final smash. He's got bubble shields. He's got plasma grenades. He's got energy swords. He's got gravity hammers. The list goes on and on and on and on for potential moves and everything that Chief could bring with him. So, I don't know, like, my vote's easy on this one just because of the placement of the list of characters that I want to see. Like I said, Chief is my number 2 most wanted character right now, so Chief is definitely getting my vote in this one, but I know back in Fighter Pass 1 when Smash was first announced, or they first announced Fighter Pass 1, who was it? Somebody up at 343 Industries was practically said, no, Chief is not in Smash Bros., but that was for Fighter Pass 1. Fighter Pass 2 is a whole different monster, right? So, we don't know what Nintendo is able to work up, and I think there's a good chance that they listen more to what the fans want. I mean, because after all, the fans made the Fighter Pass the huge success that it was. So, kind of giving back a little bit, maybe being able to just listen to what the fans were wanting. Master Chief was pretty high on a lot of, at least United States polls that I personally seen, different ones like on Twitter or, you know, other websites, wherever it might be, Smash boards, GameFAQs, whatever it was. I've personally seen quite a bit of different ones, and Chief's always kind of, I think the highest I've ever seen him was on number 4 for a poll. I don't have it on me, but I've seen quite a bit, so the demand is there. He could be a Western sort of character, if I guess that matters at all. So yeah, but it's easy for me. I wish it wasn't this easy because they're two tremendous characters. I'd want to vote both, but I'll take Master Chief before I'd take Kratos. I'll say that. So, and plus, Kratos I don't think would be my #1 Sony rep. That'd probably have to go to either Sackboy or Ratchet and Clank. And then probably Kratos would be #3. But Chief, easy as my vote. So let me know who you guys are voting for today down in the comments. Chief, Kratos, or both. They're all good options. What a crazy matchup, right? But that is it. Sneak peek for tomorrow. We have matchup 159. 159. Wow. We still have so many more to go. It'll end eventually. But the matchup tomorrow, we have Dr. Eggman, Baldy McNosehair himself, is taking on Akira Howard from the Astral Chain. Yes, that Spirit event. But as we've seen, Akira's coming off a win against Morgan. Eggman's coming off a win against Amaterasu. So we'll see what happens with this one. Both of them are Spirits in Smash Bros. But again, for this, crumple that argument up, throw it out the window, because who cares? You vote for who you want. But that's for tomorrow. And then what do we get results for? 150. Oh, tomorrow's results are going to be for Dixie Kong, who's taking on Doomslayer. So that should be fun tomorrow. But that is it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully we catch you on the next one. Peace out, everybody.